Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, JJ. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Good afternoon.
Well, again, my name is Harold Martinez. I'm from SMS Global Technologies. We are a system integrator, no? So we help build the infrastructure or the backbone of the operators. So we work with Globe, PLDT, Smart, other telecoms also in other countries. No? So we focus on telecoms and also in government, anything to do with technology. So we build the data centers, the command centers, and so on. No? So we've been tapped a couple of weeks ago, I think, or maybe a month ago, to look at the current situation in the courtroom hearings or the trials. No? And we were lucky enough to witness a particular one that I'd like to talk about later. But before that, we prepared a short video lang no, on how we feel we can help in this situation. So if you could bear with me, I'd like to show to you a 1.5 video, sort of like a teaser on how we feel we can help accelerate the trials today. Are you seeing my slides, my video?
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation, we understand that our justice systems must be prepared to operate under these uncertain conditions while ensuring safety for everyone involved in a court hearing and, most importantly, the continuity of justice. SMS Digital Studios aim to enhance the transition of online court hearings and make it as smooth and hassle-free as possible. How do we achieve this? With the existing setup of sending schedules of online court hearings by the branch clerk and after login of all the participants. The plan is to put two high-quality cameras that acts as a wide view and a narrow view within the courtroom. When it comes to audio, our proposed microphones will output clean sound audio without any audio feedback, even with close proximity participants speaking side by side within the courtroom. Participants logged in from other locations can now clearly see a live view from the courtroom and hear the proceedings with better sound quality. Digital justice can now be ensured without dragging audio feedback and maintaining high quality experience.
Right, so that was just a short video no? On our effort to show how we can help. Now I'd like to show a few slides that I prepared. It's a short slides, so just 6 slides I'd like to focus on to show you what we feel we can bring in order to improve the process of what we have today. Can you see my slide?
You need to switch the, yeah, there you go.
Oh, there. So again, my name is Harold. So we are a system integrator focused on telco and government projects, and we specialize on providing technologies. No, so improve this little bit, whether to create the infrastructure for a particular government or private companies. We do that. No, so in the past week, we've managed to witness a trial that was done live in one of the courtrooms here in Mandaluyong. No? So we were there. We actually managed to witness it, and we saw a lot of rooms to improve. No? I would leave it at that. No? So let me describe to you how it went. No? So it took them about 20 minutes to set up, and then after the setup, they started. And then when they started, we heard a feedback, like a long sound feedback. And then after that, we heard a lot of echoes. No? So for about 10 minutes, we were hearing these words. We were hearing, Judge, can you hear us? Judge, hello, can you hear us? Judge, can you hear us? So on and on. It was like that for about 10 minutes. So they couldn't figure it out. And then at the end of that 10 minutes, I guess they finally figured it out. No? The prosecutor had his device on his pocket and it was actually connected. So there was actually feedback coming in and out. And because of that, it was really difficult for them to understand each other. So the setup was the judge was at home, the interpreter, the branch clerk, the stenographer, the prosecutor was actually at the courtroom, and in Bahay Pag-asa was the suspect. No? So it was a hearing, a short one, but even it was a short one, there was a lot of challenges that we saw. No? Again, I mentioned that there was a high-pitched sound. It was not clear. Of course, because there was latency, you couldn't see the image on the other side. No, medyo it was bad. It wasn't high resolution, and because of that, you couldn't actually see the body language. It was difficult for the judge, I'm sure. So there was some disconnect in how they were communicating. They were wearing masks, of course, so it made it even more difficult for them to speak. And the worst part of that is they were actually sharing one laptop in the courtroom. So the clerk, stenographer, the prosecutor, and the interpreter was actually sitting next to each other, trying to fit in a laptop. No? That was the setup. So of course, nobody was actually observing social distancing. To top all of that, they were actually connected to the prepaid internet that was sponsored by the judge. No? And in Bahay Pag-asa, they also had a prepaid uh, connection running on a laptop that was shared by the whole infrastructure, meaning after this current trial, it is actually going to be used by someone else who's also attending another trial. So they were actually sharing just one connection, one laptop. No? So this was a lot of hassle. And because of that, it made it almost impossible for them to do the hearings on a daily basis. As a matter of fact, when we did the interview, they said that they only conduct it twice a week, no, Tuesdays and Thursdays, because of the challenges that they had to face in doing it. No? So it was not accelerating the way they do. They work on the justice. They were actually slowing things down. No? And they were also using the same Microsoft link, Microsoft Teams from the trial in the morning up to the afternoon. No? So there was no security behind that. No? So it was a lot of there were a lot of variables going on. No? So to help eliminate that, we actually had to summarize what were the challenges. And so one, of course, as I mentioned, there were a lack of a good audio quality. No, they couldn't hear each other. There was no microphones. No, they were just sharing a single laptop. The quality of the video was bad. No, it was pretty bad. It was a very low resolution because they were using a prepaid internet. High latency, of course, they were disconnect, may lag, no? And because the hardware missing, it was a shared resources, nobody was actually observing social distancing. And when they saved their trials, they were just actually saving it on the laptops, no? So if somebody takes home that laptop or something happens to the laptop, all of those are wiped out, no? It disappears. No? So there's no proper storage. And there is also no proper scheduling. As a matter of they had to cancel it because one of the participants said that he didn't get the invitation. So they had no choice but to cancel. And because of that, they had to move on to the next one. So these are variables that are crucial to the courtroom when delivering justice. But today, instead of helping out, it becomes a hindrance to make the justice swift. No? So these are the challenges. And if you've seen this, I would appreciate if you can put something in the chat room, say yes or something like this if you've seen this, because I think these are some of the challenges that we've seen. You've probably seen more, and we'd love to hear them, no? So that we could further study and see how we can help. No? So what we propose is actually utilizing the existing technology. This is not something new. I guess today I've heard the words artificial intelligence, automation, I would add maybe data analytics, but these are all, how you say, layers on top of the infrastructure, no? But before you can actually do all of these things, the infrastructure has to be there, no? So what we propose is, adding on a permanent basis cameras perfectly positioned in the courtrooms. One would probably be facing the stand so that you can see the body language of the accused or the people testifying. Another camera perhaps at the back of the courtroom just to so you have a clear picture of what's going on in the courtroom. We'd like to add microphones inside the courtroom, and of course a fast and reliable and stable internet. So this is key because without the internet, nothing moves. You'll just be storing everything locally. And because of our expertise, this is something that we can easily do. This is something that we can deploy and deliver. And what we can propose, what we can promise, is that we can actually make the experience seamless. The idea here is make it seem like when you're attending these court hearings, you're actually there. The images are clear, it's in high definition, and you can understand each other. So this is the idea, and we want to provide a support and maintenance so that the staffs in the courtroom would have to worry about this. So because this is not their uh, core competence, you'd like them to focus on what they do best. So this is how it would normally look like. Now we have a good PTZ in the hearing. We'd have a microphone. We'd have monitors that will show in the venue. If it's a judge at home, you'll probably see the judge in the monitor. If it was somebody from the from another place testifying, you'd see them. Or if they were in jail, in the detention, you'll see them. And it's going to be in clear resolution. So these are just some of the things that we'd like to propose as a foundation, on improving the performance and how we do things. So with that, I'd like to highlight the advantages of doing this. Because of our current relationship with the telco, we feel that we can actually bring in the internet infrastructure. We can help invest on this hardware, so that there could be proper scheduling of events, proper scheduling of trials. Ideally, how we see it is somebody would just get an SMS, and in that SMS is their link. With that link, you click on it, you'll be joined in this trial, and you can start communicating. It has to be that seamless. Again, it would seem like you're actually there, hearing everybody in high resolution, also with the capability to record the whole trial. And with that, we can say that the attorneys, the judges would be able to avoid traffic. You'll be able to handle more trials in a day, and therefore accelerating justice. I guess at the end of the day, this is what we want to bring in, is a way to actually improve how we do things today and accelerate how we do the justice system today. So that's it. No, that's the last of my slide. I just wanted to share that with you. And I guess also one question was asked before we when we were preparing this, what would be the cost? No, the cost will be minimal. If there will be demand, we were looking at an investment of about 20 to 30,000 a month. That includes the hardware, the infrastructure, the internet, which we could spread across the month and charge probably the trials, and see how we can monetize that. But at the end of the day, what we want to bring in is the experience and the capability to actually do all of these things as if you're actually there in the courtroom. Thank you very much. That's it.